Welcome to another episode of Project Zomboid. We're doing a little bit different this time. This is a voice over. I'm just editing the footage down and giving you a synopsis on what we've done so far between the last episode and now, between episode I think 4 and 5. We have barricaded the Hermitage. That's what we named our home. Right now we're just scavenging around the neighborhood for some sheets to make our sheet rope. And also sheets are very good to have for a lot of different things. So we are barricading the house up completely, making this a fortress. Will it be bulletproof from zombies? No. Will it buy me enough time to make decisions? Yes. But what we're doing is barricading with 4 planks on each side, the max, 8 total, every window and door on the bottom floor. And we will add a rope ladder, multiple rope ladders from the windows on top, and use the second story to get in. As we're doing this, I'm scavenging around. I need to get a vehicle. So we start the process now. Our character, Ian Miles Chongus, who's getting pretty strong now. We've been fighting a lot of zombies. We made this homemade spear with a hunting knife attached to the end of it. I think it's the scrap weapons mod. It's been really helpful in keeping me alive. After this video footage, it broke, and I just repaired it for the first time. Repairing in this game is tough. Right now we're making our way to this little convenience store in the neighborhood, and there's a truck behind it we're going to scope out. I've been looking at it for a while now in my runs. And we want to generally clear the area out of zombies completely, which we just done. I fast forwarded through the dispatching. So I'm looking for a way in. We eventually round the whole building, secure the entire perimeter. I make it to this vehicle. I check it out. I don't think we end up using this for much. We get into vehicles in the next couple episodes, starting in this one, the in-between I call it. The in-between when I'm playing and I'm not live or recording a video. This is a little bit different. We'll see if we like this format. Let me know down below if we do. We found a little hatchback as our main car, and I'm going to be getting a second big boat Cadillac. Buick is my second car. I want to get a second car going. I'm mixing and matching parts, getting my mechanic skill up. Not currently what you're looking at, but we have done that in the meanwhile. Right now I'm looking for gas because at this point I have no gas. I might have one gas can that I'm saving for the generator that I still do not know how to use. My character has to find a book or a magazine in the game to teach me generators. Right now we're trying the lockpicking out again. We did it in a previous episode, but I've been using it more, trying to level it up and trying to find bobby pins always. It's very Skyrim-esque. And we eventually make our way inside. Here is the beginning of, pardon me, our surplus. We don't have feasts, but we have a lot of food. Our character has a lot of calories, good nutrition. He's not malnourished. He's not overweight or underweight. And we take all this stuff back home to the Hermitage. Right now, I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I'll be barricading some more on the outside. I put those tables in front of those windows. Hopefully they help. I don't know. What I'm planning on doing in the future is building a wooden palisade wall out of wooden logs around a couple areas of the Hermitage. Zombies cannot break through walls, like brick wall. My house is made out of brick, so they can't bust through that, but maybe a wall around this area you see here. And I'll use it for farming. What we just did now was we built our first crate ever. The first time I'm ever using the carpentry skill for building and not disassembling. That crate, I come to realize that if I board up my house completely In the event my character dies and that rope ladder falls or gets pulled down by a zombie, how will a new character get into this house? He's brand new, he doesn't have a hammer, doesn't have tools. Obviously I can go foraging, build a hammer, and pry my way in. But my idea was to build a crate on the outside that I'll store with rope ladders, basic tools, clothing, armor, weapons, a starter kit. So a brand new character, if my guy dies on the inside, will be able to make his way in. We're testing out our first car. This is our first car that we think might be a good candidate. I think this is a candidate for parts because I found another car with a key up at a church, which you'll see later on in the episode. The area around the church. But this car has potential. We're going to be coming back for this in a future episode for parts. Has some good suspension and brakes on the right side. The tires aren't too good. The muffler's good. The battery's okay. The heater's good. You cannot exchange heaters in this game for some reason or repair them. You either have a car that can cool you down or heat you up or not. So I figured now let's look inside. I think I checked it for an alarm. Now we're going to break the glass so we don't get cut and we're going to go through. I unlock the door to make sure there's no zombies. And I want to check the trunk for anything. It's at this point now that I realize garbage bags are important, so I start stockpiling as many garbage bags as I could find. We're going to use those later to make homemade barrels with garbage bags and rain catching systems. This is our first car, so in between, I guess I didn't record it, it was so hectic, but we raided the church. We found our first car. I don't know how to start it because I'm a complete idiot. This is the second time me driving. The first time was me driving at home. I've never driven in Project Zomboid before. I've owned this game for probably 4 or 5 years now. 3, 4, 5 years, something like that. And I only have about 40 hours total in all those years. So I'm still learning a lot. I just learned there that you should not run over zombies. Probably like in real life. It could cause damage. There's an event happening right now. Dogs are barking, shuffling hordes, something. Right now we're driving though to another spot where there's a really good car. One of these cars in real good condition. And we're going to try and attempt to use our mechanic skill and pull parts off of it. Didn't sound good when I turned it off, but I think it's normal. It's an old beater. So now we are just trying to learn the mechanic system as a new player to the game. I'm learning about like uninstalling, reinstalling, swapping parts, stuff like that. This is what we're seeing here. Pretty cool mechanics in this game, really. No pun intended. So in depth. I love games with like multi-layered, deep layered mechanics. This game has weather systems, temperature systems. You can get sick, multiple different sicknesses. Besides, there's a church right there. God saves. That's where I got this car. Really interesting game. The farming system in this game, your plants can get mildew that you need to spray milk on them to fix it, which is actually a real life remedy. This is my first time down this road. I've never been this far away from the Hermitage. And I'm seeing an error. So I feel like, you know what? I'm going to park here on the road, keep the car running. And we're going to go out here and clear some zombies, clear some shamblers. Because this area looks promising. It's a story. Giant, that big building to the bottom left. South, which is south on the, because these games, top left corner is west, bottom left corner is south. South of us here, that's a storage facility. We only explored one room of it. We're going to have to come back here on a future episode. We just got knocked down the first time I've ever been knocked down by a zombie. When zombies hop over fences, they have a chance to lunge and crawl at you. I just physically learned that. IRL. And I'm like a little scared right now. Like, let me bandage up, let me get my bearings, make sure no zombies are around me. But man, think of a spear that you fastened a hunting Bowie knife on the end of it. Like, I basically have a glaive weapon. And it's really effective. I'm going to be using it for quite some time. My character's getting good with spears. But now I'm starting to divert. Look, it happened again. I still haven't learned. Still haven't learned. But I will. Okay, we just cleared a good horde of zombies. I go through all their stuff, take what I want, leave what I don't want, drop stuff on the ground. I think I just picked a shotgun off this cop and a vest. I already have a vest, or this is either my first vest or my second vest, but I put a bulletproof vest on, helps a lot with armor. I took the second one home, if this is the second one. I don't have full footage of it, but we eventually make our way into this area, clear some more zombies out, check out that building to the east of us, the small trailer. There wasn't much in it. It was kind of like an office building maybe for the storage facility, you know. And then I started going down to this like bottom left, south, towards the storage, big groups of zombies. Let's see if we have that on footage. There's a lot of potential in these storage facilities, though. It depends on what people are storing. That one you see right there, the door, we locked-picked into that, and there was a lot of furniture that I'm going to go back and break down for planks and stuff. I take some of the tables, strap them to the hood of my car, get them back home, block windows with them. Wasn't too much more in there notable. I think I found a welding mask. Now, this is when Ian Miles Chongus is in his exploratory phase. Right now, we are heading down the road eventually. We're going to go... Oops. We're going to go farther down. Sorry about that. Farther down the road. Running over more zombies, of course, right? But I pull this in here now. I want to back in so I have a better escape strategy. A little bit closer if zombies chase me. Probably not too smart. I also wanted it so I could store stuff in from the big haul I was going to get here. But as soon as I backed up there, you saw that there was a giant group, a horde of them to the south. And that kind of switched up my angle here a little bit. We just check out the trailer. We bust into the first room there. And we fight a little bit of the horde. Not a lot of them. And then we make our way south down the road to a bar on the edge of town. It's the very edge of town. There's a bar down there, and north of the bar, or west of the bar, is a gas station. So we go to the bar, we clear it out. You'll see when we get there eventually, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. We set up a forward operating base at this bar. Pretty cool stuff. For now, though, this is the most combat we've seen at one point up until this point. Ian Miles Chongus has fought little groups of zombies, you know. He's defended his life against a few that were almost took him in a house. But this is like systematic. He's like, we're moving more and more to the south. We're clearing. Every zombie we clear is one less zombie on the map. This game has a persistent zombie system. So, for example, here's the bar. For example, if your character dies, you become a zombie if you got bit, and you will roam the game forever. The game also spawns zombies from time to time like towards, the longer you go, there's more zombies in the world. So this is the bar. I go upstairs and I'm like, wow, there's multiple rooms here. If this was a multiplayer server, we could live here. What I figure out here, and I come to the conclusion, is I'm going to start busting down furniture here. I only need one bed. It's single player. I only need one bed here. I don't need all the dressers and cabinets after I looted him. I'm going to just start busting it down, getting the parts, getting the nails here, living off the enemy, like Sun Tzu would say. And I start barricading the entire bottom floor, just like the Hermitage. This is our new forward operation base, right? So I'm boarding up all the windows. This is Twiggy's bar, I think. We eventually get all the windows boarded. I get a rope ladder up on the second floor. We get a lot of wine, red wine, white wine, and bourbon, which we could use for Molotovs, for disinfectant. I got some food here too. There was actually a good amount of dry non-perishables. Chips, peanuts, stuff like that. Believe it or not, a bar. This car is also right there is another potential car to take parts from. The cars in this game work in 3 different systems. There's standard, heavy duty, and performance or sports, maybe. It's either sport cars or performance cars. I forgot what they call them. But you can't mix and match parts in between. You can't take van, big work box truck, heavy duty parts and put them in my little standard car here, and vice versa. So that car up there in the lot was a standard. Right now I went to my trunk because I kept a spare sheet in it, and I'm going to go up there and make the rope ladder now out that window on this side so we could see it. And then we board up the front door. So now you cannot enter the bar through the bottom floor. And I used a lot of the... Right now the water has been turned off in the world. Okay, after episode 4, the water's been turned off and the entertainment. So there's no more radio stations, no more TV stations for free experience. And the water stopped pumping. But there's residual water in every faucet, toilet, bathtub, pipes. So I've been going around bottling water from them, washing my... And this place had a lot of sinks, toilets, and bathrooms, and bathtubs. Believe it or not, upstairs there was a bathtub. And I washed all my clothes, I washed myself off, and I slept for the night. My character's sleep schedule has been way off, so he goes to bed like in the evening and wakes up early, middle of the night, morning, So right now, we're done with the forward operating base. We're heading to the west now, where this gas station is. Our very first gas station. This is where it gets interesting. A lot of opposition here. I edited down the fighting. You're going to catch some of it. And I edited down all the looting. We got a lot of food from this place. And we filled up 5 gas cans full of gas. And loaded up the car. We filled the car up with gas. We also got a brand new battery here that we put in the car. And we did really good here. Oh, we got our first car jack. Not one, but we got 2 car jacks. The car jacks allow us to repair the underneath parts of our car, change tires, yada yada. I still have no idea how to fill up the air pressure in my tires of my car. I found a bike pump like tire thing. Maybe you use that, I don't know. I tried looking around here, but I couldn't too much. So I'll probably end up Googling it. How do I fill up the car tires? It's probably an easy question. Uh-oh. Pulling back now. I was a little bit cornered there. There's a third zombie that comes out from behind that lamppost. Like, I was perfectly behind this thing, and he just popped. Like, look, watch. He'll come from the left. It's like, he really could have sideswiped me. But I'm just... Look, there he is. Like, where did he come from, right? What a little clever... And then we got him. We got him right there. We always check on the zombies if they have any jeans or leather. If I don't want to take it now, I'll drop it on the ground because it won't despawn. It will despawn in their inventory when the zombie rots. This is me just transporting all the gas cans now to the car that I always park too far away. Maybe it's a safe thing, maybe it's survival instincts to keep it around back, right, where there's nothing. But I should bring it closer. I think I do end up bringing it a lot closer. Because I'm like, you know what? While we're here, let's fill up the gas. I don't know how to use Jennies yet. That's my name for generators. Jennies. So I'll just stockpile gas at the homestead, the Hermitage, our base of operations. And so we're basically middle bottom third of town to all the way to the east. We're at the edge of town, right by the forest, and we could, if we walked through the woods far enough, there is a lake deep in the woods by my house that we could fish at. So I made it inside, guys. There's no lights. I didn't find the light switch till a little bit after. I don't think I showed it. That's when I was looting. But I heard something here, so I'm like, we gotta take care of this zombie before it. This almost caught me off guard. Like, it jumped right through the door at me. Ready? Whoa! I'm using a military baton. It's like a freaking metal Donatello staff. And I just kumbaya-ed their head into the ground with